it's not difficult to explain. Actually, it's a way we are using artificial intelligence in order to avoid any kind of hallucination. But when I talk about artificial intelligence with Web of Science, I must admit that we are some way the source of consistent data about research. So why we could introduce a tool which is actually providing fake news or any kind of hallucination. So that's why we decided to have this, let's say, retrieval augmented generative AI, the so-called RAG. And the system learned from different sources, but then when we are applying artificial intelligence to Web of Science data, the algorithm is looking only to the data and the publications in Web of Science. So you can get, of course, with the limited tasks we have at the moment for artificial intelligence, but you can get, good results you can trust. And this is the most important thing, also to compare artificial intelligence from Web of Science with other solutions, not based on our data. The good news is that we start on September last year, and we decided to have this approach with artificial intelligence, driving users to use artificial intelligence in the correct way. But then from Q2 of this year, we are introducing a new advanced artificial intelligence, would be the agentic one. So if you are using other solutions, artificial intelligence asking questions or asking artificial intelligence to do something for you, adding information, asking the artificial intelligence to provide more information from other topics, this will be, of course, a larger way to interact with artificial intelligence, but will be available from Q2 this year. So this was just the start, just also to check what are the priorities in terms of artificial intelligence. And of course, our customers shared a lot of interest and they wanted to start using this kind of tool for, let's say, for increased productivity of researchers, but also to support anyone who is using this data for the daily job. But it's important because I think it's the first time we introduce artificial intelligence in a different way, because when we talk about research assistant, we talk about artificial intelligence to support users of Web of Science. But what about having something that is using artificial intelligence to support decision makers and to support decision makers with analytics, with pro-question ex libris? The most important task was to try to integrate all the solutions together, all the different sources of data, and trying to support our partners and customers with something that was completely new. And this is why we decided to develop a new solution, which is called the Web of Science Research Intelligence. This is something that is based on our experience on the most important priorities for universities and academic institutions and research institutions. I don't know if you agree with the slide, but this is something that we are listening every time. What are your priorities when we talk with decision makers in academia? What are your priorities? And priorities are increasing research funding income, because everything is starting with having funding for running projects. It's something obvious, but it's important. Of course, building stronger and research teams. Why? Because we have to compete. The global research environment now is full of competition. There are a lot of other institutions working on the same topics and having different tools. And it's important to build stronger research teams. And then, of course, which is one of the most important things, is measuring the full impact of research, which is, since the very start of Web of Science, one of our goals, support you with metrics in order to measure the impact of research. What if the data you have are not enough? The Web of Science data are not enough in order to make the right decisions. What if you have different sources and you want to integrate different sources of data with Web of Science or with other data in order to make the right decisions? And of course, the last one, which is, in my opinion, the most important one, and also improving research quality and reputation. Who wants to keep, the research only for the institution, not sharing the results? It's of course, it's one of the most important topics. So with this in mind, with sharing all the priorities from the institutions, we decided to develop something that was based on multiple sources of data, trying to avoid to have siloed data in different sources, or try to to limit also issues coming from impartial metrics, or metrics that are not providing you the right and exact data you need for specific decisions. So a research assistant is artificial intelligence working with data in Web of Science, working with data in other solutions from problems, working with contents. Research intelligence is completely the opposite. It's an artificial intelligence, a native software, which is getting all the information from different sources and supporting users with suggestions, new metrics, or any kind of solution that can support users in their daily tasks. So there are a lot of different use cases, a lot of different integration. But if you think about all the solutions from Clarivate Research Analytics, so if you think about Web of Science, if you think about Insights, which is providing analytics based on the Web of Science data. If you think about another solution, last year I introduced Pivot RP, which is one of our solutions for funding opportunities, for applying for grants, finding the right opportunities to support researchers with getting grants, international grants. If you think about Explorer, which is another solution originally coming from the technical company, which is Ex Libris, which is a platform to support visibility, to showcase the impact of science and research of an institution. If you take all these sources and you have this native artificial intelligence solution and software, which is getting all the information and then providing you new metrics, for instance, new metrics to evaluate maybe not bibliometrical research fields like humanities, like any kind of arts, humanities, maybe that is not really well represented in the Web of Science, can be represented by artificial intelligence and research intelligence. And here you can see different use cases. So you can see the different stakeholders that can have interest in research intelligence and different use cases. So look at the use cases and tell me if there are some use cases you are thinking that are important for your institutions. Identifying emerging topics. Yes, of course, in order to be to compete in the research environment, it's important to identify emerging topics. Identifying funding, support researchers with the right opportunity and the right grants to apply to. Finding experts in the institution, but also outside the institutions to collaborate more. And then, of course, collaborate, benchmark, create teams, and some other important and very important topics at the moment, like measure the societal impact of science, And we have ISI, which is supporting artificial intelligence with some models. I have a lot of slides about different models to measure the societal impact of research, and then we can talk about this later when we have, the discussion, the open discussion about research analytics. And you can see the different integration, because with the research intelligence, we are integrating data from different sources. You can see all the different data types at the bottom of the page. But at the same time, we are supporting institutions with algorithm migration, and of course, with anything that can support institutions with any kind of information they need. So you can see the different data types that are integrated by research intelligence. Research intelligence will be available next year, 2026, but we are, yeah, time is over, but we are also trying to find early adopters and institutions that want to start this journey with us. So if you are interested, we can discuss about this. There is the option for start using research intelligence after the summer. So this can be a journey to have together, to be partner with, to check the results and probably start a new era in evaluation and in using data for research.